Live streaming can be challenging and intimidating when first starting out. However, it doesn't have to be that way. After all, live streams start out with an idea and a simple layout. Hey, what's up? I'm Josh, and welcome to Techno Josh, where I break down creator gear, give you live streaming tips, tutorials. Basically, if it helps you make better content, I'm diving into it. If you're new to live streaming, one of the easiest ways to overwhelm yourself and overcomplicate things is by creating a whole bunch of needless sources and scenes. In my opinion, no one needs dozens of scenes for a live stream. Rather, you can set up your stream with just 4 simple scenes. So, let's get to the tech. We are going to set up the scenes for a gaming-focused live stream inside of OBS. If you're new to setting up scenes or unsure where to get scene elements from, you can easily get overlay packs or streamer packs that already have presets in them. A few places I'd recommend are sites like Elgato Marketplace, Stream Elements, and Own3D. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this pack from Stream Elements. Looks fun. And it's important to note that you will need to register a YouTube, Twitch, or Kick account to Stream Elements in order to use their overlays. Once you've registered your account, it'll then bring you to this page where you have all of your elements, and you'll see 3 little dots to the side of each scene, and that allows you to edit them to your liking or keep them as is. I've already edited mine to my liking, so no changes there. All right, so with our elements in place from our source, let's go ahead and get into OBS and start setting up our scenes. All right, so with OBS opened, we're going to go ahead and create our first scene, which is our starting soon scene. And this is what your audience will see initially when you go live. Think of it as the lobby before the show starts. It tells the viewers, hey, you're in the right place. The stream is about to begin. So we're going to go ahead and first rename this scene, starting, I can spell, starting soon. And then we're going to go ahead and add our first source, which is going to be a browser source. And the reason that we're doing a browser source as opposed to a media source is because Stream Elements and most other websites like Stream Elements that offer overlays and elements offer them via a URL, and each element and each overlay has a specific URL. So I'm going to go ahead and name this start. And I'm going to go ahead and change the dimensions to 1920 by 1080. And I'm going to go back to Stream Elements to get the URL for our starting soon scene by clicking the 3 dots and copy the URL. And I'm going to go ahead and paste that. And it should show up here. There it is. Perfect. All right. And that is our starting soon scene. And what I've done to save a little bit of time is to copy all the URLs for each of the overlays into a notepad so that I can access them there instead of having to hopping back to the Stream Elements website each time. All right. So that is looking good. Now we want to add some music to this, so to get our audience pumped up for our live stream. Now, a quick but important note, if you're playing music on stream, you need to make sure that you have the rights and or permission to use the music you plan on playing on your live stream. If you don't want to mess with copyright headaches, I would suggest using royalty-free music. Spotify actually has a ton of royalty-free playlists you can safely use on your live streams. Okay, so for my music that I want to play during my stream, I'm going to click our plus button, go to Application Audio Capture. I'm just going to call this music. And I'm going to click on our Spotify window here. And okay, perfect. So our music source has been added. And just like that, our first scene is done. So let's get on to our next scene. All right, so for our second scene, it is our just chatting scene. And it's exactly what it sounds like. This is where you introduce yourself, talk with your viewers or to yourself, and give everyone a brief rundown of what to expect on your live stream. So we're going to go ahead and add another scene. And this is just chatting. And we're going to add 3 main sources. Of course, our overlay. Then we're also going to add our webcam and our microphone as well. So first I'm going to add my webcam by adding a video capture device. I'm just going to call this webcam. And first thing that pops up, actually I'm going to choose, I'll go to Mark 2, so the virtual webcam. And I'm going to do custom resolution 1920 by 1080. And perfect. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and add my microphone now. Now, there are 2 ways to add your microphone inside of the OBS when you're setting up your live stream. The first way is to go up to File, Settings, and then click on Audio. And from the global audio devices, go ahead and click on your mic auxiliary audio. And from the list, choose your preferred microphone. For me, it'd be my Wavelength microphone effects. And then click Apply. Now, if you choose to do this option, this is a global audio source, meaning that it will go across all of your scenes. The second way you can do this is to just add it to the current scene. So you click on the plus button and go to Audio Input Capture. And I'm just going to call this mic. And I'll go ahead and select my preferred microphone. And I'm just going to go ahead and choose microphone effects and lower the volume a little bit. All right, perfect. But we're not done just yet. We still have to add our overlay scene. So I'm going to go into my notepad and go to the just chatting scene and add that overlay through a browser source. Call this chat, or actually going to call it talk scene. Okay, can add it. Can do 1920 by 1080. All right, perfect. So we have our overlay, and I need to go ahead and resize my webcam. So I'm going to make sure that is selected, resize it so that it fits inside that box. I'm going to go ahead and crop the edges by holding the Alt key, dragging it over. Perfect, fits nicely. And you'll notice there's a place for a chat where you can put your chat overlay. So if you have your Twitch or YouTube chat linked up to something like Social Stream Ninja or StreamerBot, you can add it there as well. All right, so that is looking good. All right, so we got our starting soon. We have our just chatting. So let's get on to our third scene. The next scene is going to be our gameplay scene, and this is where the main portion of this live stream is going to be. So for this scene, we're going to bring in 4 key elements. So first, we're going to go ahead and create it. So gameplay. All right, our first element, of course, is going to be our game input capture. Depending on the format of the game you are playing, this could be a game capture via capture card, either playing on the console, or a display capture, or an application capture source. In my case, I'm running a PS5 through a capture card. So I'm going to add a video capture device. And I'm going to call this PS5. And I'm going to select game capture. Perfect. And as you can see, when I pull in the capture card, it's also pulling in the audio from that game. So no extra setup there. And I'm currently going through again the Uncharted series. Now, the next 2 sources we want to bring into this scene are our webcam and our microphone. Just like we did in our just chatting scene, we're actually going to bring those sources over from that scene. However, this is an important step in bringing those 2 sources over from the previous scene. Instead of adding these sources again from scratch, we're going to clone them. And to do this, you will need the source clone plugin for OBS. And I'll leave the link down to that plugin in the description. Once you download the plugin, go ahead to your plus button and click source clone. We're going to call this webcam clone. Gonna go to source, go down to clone, and we're gonna click webcam. And there it is. All right. And then we're gonna go ahead and click source clone again. We're gonna get this name mic clone and source and go to mic. Perfect. So now we have all our sources in there. And the reason we do this is because cloning lets us move, resize, and reposition our camera, adjust our mic for our gameplay scene without affecting how it looks or sounds in our just chatting scene. It keeps everything clean, organized, and a bit easier to manage. All right, so lastly, we'll go ahead and add our gameplay source. So we'll go ahead and once again choose a browser source, call this game scene, just start dimensions, and paste. Okay, so we want to go ahead and resize my webcam first. Make sure it fits in that box. Okay, looks good. And our game scene is in the background. So perfect. So we are ready to go live with our game scene here. Now we have the one last scene, but before we get to that, see, I told you I would be right back. And you'll want to let your viewers know that as well with a BRB scene. A be right back scene is used for times when you need to get water, stretch your legs, fix something off camera, or do some troubleshooting. But hey, you should never have to do that because nothing ever messes up during a live stream.
You liar!
This scene is super simple, so we're just going to go ahead and add a new scene, call it BRB. And we're going to add one last browser source. Just call it the stack. Start dimensions one last time. And get our URL. See, I told you it was simple. With these 4 simple scenes, you can start off live streaming efficiently and easily. After your first live stream, always thank your viewers for watching or pat yourself on the back, even if you had no viewers your first few streams. We all know that building an audience and a community takes time. As always, if you found value in this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so that you're notified whenever I upload a new video. Until next time, stay creative, stay curious, and stay in the tech know.